How low can you go? Can you go down low? How low can you go, Indiana Fever? Geez, you guys have just turned this organization into a flat out joke. All of a sudden, Sophie Cunningham is hurt. All of a sudden, her elbow's messed up. Y'all smell that? Smells like BS. It smells like some punishment is being served out to Sophie Cunningham for going rogue.
Here we observe the majestic suburban dad in his natural habitat, the backyard barbecue. Notice the distinct aroma of charcoal and mild panic. He approaches the grill with confidence, though his internal monologue suggests he has no idea what he's doing. Oh, a grease flare! The suburban dad stumbles backward, nearly toppling into the kiddie pool. A narrow escape. His mate watches from the kitchen window, debating whether to intervene. Excuse me. She wisely chooses to let natural selection run its course. The burgers appear to be transitioning from raw to charcoal, skipping the cooked phase entirely. Shh. Listen, that sizzling sound is the call of dinner being ruined. But wait. The suburban dad has produced his secret weapon, barbecue sauce. He believes this will mask his culinary failures. Spoiler alert, it will not. Now he's being approached by his offspring, demanding to know when the food will be ready. A dangerous moment. The suburban dad responds with the ancient phrase passed down through generations, 5 more minutes. We all know this is a lie. And so the cycle continues, as it has for millennia, in backyards across the land. Truly, nature is magnificent.
This is ridiculous. Look at the first comment, Evelyn. You guys are a clown organization. Here it says, Sophie hurt her elbow writing this for Stephanie White, didn't she? This is what Sophie Cunningham had. I will not pass to Caitlin again. I will not pass to Caitlin Clark again. This is what they forced Sophie Cunningham to do. Okay, that's how she hurt her elbow. CDS Sports, go rogue, win game, end up on injury report. Beatings will continue until morale improves. This is ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous. Everybody knows this is clearly punishment for Sophie Cunningham. Chloe Peterson was the first to report on it. She said, Sophie Cunningham is questionable with a right elbow injury for tomorrow's game. She participated in the portion of practice open to the media this morning. Okay. And everybody knows the whole every comment is that this is punishment. Look here, Sophie being put in timeout for speaking what's on her mind. Okay.
Behind the scenes, that fiercer than ever loyalty reportedly pushed the coaching staff to a breaking point, with coach Stephanie White viewing Cunningham's relentless, high-intensity play as an uncontrollable distraction. Seeking absolute command over the roster, leadership blindsided Cunningham in an unannounced closed-door meeting, handing down a secret, indefinite suspension under the guise of an undisclosed personal matter. Despite sacrificing her own body and reputation to shield Clark from physical attacks on the court, Cunningham was quietly cast aside by management, leaving her to silently clear out her locker in tears before teammates arrived. But management completely underestimated the fallout of sacrificing their ultimate enforcer, setting off an unstoppable chain reaction that would immediately explode into a full-scale mutiny.
This organization is like the mafia. So everyone knows, it's clear as day that this is punishment for Sophie Cunningham. It's very, very, very obvious that this is punishment for Sophie Cunningham. The organization is a straight up clown show at this point. And then not only that, they have not addressed the smear campaign. They've gone out of their way to address any and everything else. They refuse to address the smear campaign led by Dan Dockich, who has been adamant about he's getting this information from the inside. Not only have they not addressed that, and he doubled down on it today. Dan Dockich was bombing again today. Stephanie White went on the same platform that took shots at Caitlin Clark and aired a hit piece. This is crazy. All of this is just flat out craziness. This Indiana Fever organization is a flat out joke. Sophie Cunningham is being punished for going rogue with Caitlin Clark, passing her the ball. You know they wanted that ball to go to Kelsey Mitchell. They didn't give a damn. That ball go to Kelsey Mitchell or come hell or high water. And that is what it is. Look at the goal.
Management made a fatal miscalculation by underestimating the bond between the superstar and her protector. The moment Caitlin Clark spotted Sophie Cunningham's empty locker and learned of the covert suspension, the room went ice cold and Clark erupted. Sidestepping assistant coaches without even lacing up her shoes, she stormed directly into Coach White's office with unprecedented intensity. Witnesses outside heard an uncompromising defense as Clark demanded the immediate return of the one teammate who had repeatedly put her body on the line. When White attempted to cite executive control, Clark leaned over the desk and delivered an apocalyptic ultimatum: reinstate Cunningham immediately, or the franchise player walks out the door with her. Within minutes, word of the mutiny leaked to the league office, throwing the commissioner into absolute panic mode.
Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious that Dan Dockich is not lying about the information he's getting from within this organization as they refuse to address it? Dan Dockich doubled down on everything he said right here in this. He took the X. Yo, G, damn it, hold on. Steph White is calling. Gotta go to work. Keep hating. Keep stalking. So he's taking shots at the people that have been addressing him, adding on to the smear campaign that's going on against Caitlin Clark. It's ridiculous, but the fact of the matter is you can't blame Dan Dockich. You can't blame him. He's not lying about where he's getting the information from, which is why the Indiana Fever is so hush and damn quiet about it. He's not lying. None of them are going to come out and call him a liar. None of them have stepped up to the plate to address the smear campaign that's being launched at Caitlin Clark. She's being targeted. They're not saying anything because it's coming from them. They've gone on to address everything else, whether it's people coming at them for the draft. Lynn Dunn went and called us all complainers. Stephanie White addressing the fans saying, hey, these games are boring as hell now. These games are boring. The product stinks now. You've come over here and ruined the product. The games are entertaining. She addressed that in last game's pregame podium. They've addressed everything. The Indiana Fever's Twitter handle or X handle put a post up after last game saying, are you not entertained? They've been addressing everything publicly but this, because they are in on it. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about that at all. And then Stephanie White, shout out to Mick Talks Hoops.
The business reality is undeniable. Sold-out arenas, sky-high ratings, and unprecedented merchandise sales are all driven by Caitlin Clark and the unstoppable momentum of the Indiana Fever. If Clark follows through on her threat and refuses to step onto the court in protest, the financial fallout for the Wnba will be immediate and catastrophic. Industry analysts warned that up to half the league's viewership could vanish alongside her, while legions of fiercely loyal fans already flood social media demanding justice for Cunningham and backing the Star Guard's high-stakes stand. With the commissioner reportedly incensed over leadership letting this crisis boil over, front office executives are locked in emergency meetings, PR teams are in overdrive, and the entire season hangs by a thread as the organization faces an unprecedented locker room revolt.
This is gross.
Well, we see Cheryl Reeve wearing a shirt today in support of trans kids. Trans kids belong on the shirt. And this in the aftermath of Sophie Cunningham's recent comments. We actually saw Cheryl and Sophie speaking at center court pregame. And yesterday, Cheryl Reeve spent a lot of time talking at length with the media about this topic.
I would encourage anyone to go and listen to Cheryl Reeve's comments. Incredibly thoughtful, easy to find online.
I would encourage anybody to go see Cheryl Reeve's comments. By the way, Sophie did not look like she backed down from Cheryl Reeve. I've got more coming on all of this. This is right here. Sophie Cunningham, by the way, took a ugly elbow in this game, and the refs called the foul against her. Let's just look at this. Bam! Hit her right in the jaw. And the refs, they swallowed their whistles. I'd love to know why. Lynx defeated the Fever 108-100. And you could see the deficiencies in this team showed out. The bench is not deep enough. There's not enough length on this team. Again, we were saying that as free agency was going on. And then the draft, when it really blew up, and they took Raven Johnson instead of a big. And they got rid of Justine Passat. It felt like the Fever never had a chance in this game. And I was looking at the starting five for the Lynx. We got to realize
The internet is completely divided over this high-stakes locker room showdown, and the entire basketball community is demanding answers. Did Caitlin Clark make the absolute right move by putting her entire season on the line to stand up for her ultimate court protector? Or was Coach Stephanie White justified in taking aggressive executive action to enforce team discipline? Drop your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments right now to take a side in this breaking controversy. If you respect unwavering loyalty and elite teamwork, smash that like button. Hit subscribe for instant updates on this unfolding crisis, and share this video with every sports fan you know to spread the real story. Here we observe the majestic suburban dad in his natural habitat, the backyard barbecue. Notice the distinct aroma of charcoal and mild panic. He approaches the grill with confidence, though his internal monologue suggests he has no idea what he's doing. Oh, a grease flare! The suburban dad stumbles backward, nearly toppling into the kiddie pool. A narrow escape. His mate watches from the kitchen window, debating whether to intervene. Excuse me. She wisely chooses to let natural selection run its course. The burgers appear to be transitioning from raw to charcoal, skipping the cooked phase entirely. Shh. Listen, that sizzling sound is the call of dinner being ruined. But wait. The suburban dad has produced his secret weapon, barbecue sauce. He believes this will mask his culinary failures. Spoiler alert, it will not. Now he's being approached by his offspring, demanding to know when the food will be ready. A dangerous moment. The suburban dad responds with the ancient phrase passed down through generations, 5 more minutes. We all know this is a lie. And so the cycle continues, as it has for millennia, in backyards across the land. Truly, nature is magnificent. Behind the scenes, that fiercer-than-ever loyalty reportedly pushed the coaching staff to a breaking point, with Coach Stephanie White viewing Cunningham's relentless, high-intensity play as an uncontrollable distraction. Seeking absolute command over the roster, leadership blindsided Cunningham in an unannounced, closed-door meeting, handing down a secret, indefinite suspension under the guise of an undisclosed personal matter. Despite sacrificing her own body and reputation to shield Clark from physical attacks on the court, Cunningham was quietly cast aside by management, leaving her to silently clear out her locker in tears before teammates arrived. But management completely underestimated the fallout of sacrificing their ultimate enforcer, setting off an unstoppable chain reaction that would immediately explode into a full-scale mutiny.